Okay, so how's everyone doing with your whatever amount of as much or as little study or practice of the Vajrasattva as you've been doing? Any questions?
I noticed that uh, maybe for a couple of days, I did have the mantra just going, just looping in the background, probably my subconscious, kind of like
Mhm.
with the song stuff, uh, kind of like with a song stuck into my head.
Yes.
And I thought that was a good thing. One is that, I was able to use that as a focus
Hmm.
um, to kind of go back into it. And I remember my father once said a long time ago, that you should strive to attain, the repetition of the mantra such as internalized. And then when I couldn't do it, it was like, I felt kind of guilty. I'm like, and then this just happened. I felt, I
Right,
looked at,
right,
very benign moment.
right. So I'm glad you're getting to revisit this kind of material in a less punitive setting.
Yeah.
That's great. Get to come back and make it all gentle and forgiving. Um, when I first started going into prison as a volunteer, for the first year, a former student of mine from the school where I used to teach was going in with me, and his personal reason for going in was that when he was in high school and he had some behavior problems, and his parents put him in the Scared Straight program. Remember that? That was a program where they brought troublemaking kids, and you spent a day with the prisoners screaming at you and telling you about all the horrible things they're going to do to you when you land up there. And he was so traumatized
Oh.
by this thing that he felt he needed to go back to the scene of the crime in a more benign setting and kind of make it better.
Wow.
So sometimes these things, I mean, that's obviously much more extreme than what you're talking about. But Chintan, to your main point there, now it's a very good point. To whatever, there is something about these mantras, and again, it's very individual. Some people will really take to this mantra or take to that mantra or take to mantras in general or not take to mantras or take to this style of Tibetan, and even within the Tibetan, Vajrayana Buddhism, there's many different styles of chanting. And it's not one size fits all. But when the thing starts to become self-generating, there is something about that. If there really is, and on some level, I do feel there is some kind of, for lack of a better word, magic about the vibration of these things. And to whatever degree, and it happens in a certain way when we're resonating it out loud, and it happens in a different way when we're resonating it in a conscious way, mentally, and then when it becomes, as you say, in that subconscious way mentally. In some teachings they say there it's become they say subtler and more powerful, and that the subtler it becomes, the closer it's becoming to just the field of silence, to the infinite, and that it's actually in some ways a more powerful vibration at those levels. The sort of most basic common kind of people's mantra in Tibet is Om Mani Padme Hung. Om Mani Padme Hung, which is, we've talked about Om and Hung, and in between, Mani Padme. Mani means the jewel. Padme comes from Sanskrit Padma, means the lotus. And basically the idea is the jewel, the precious essence, the good stuff, the beautiful stuff, the indestructible, supreme, the summum bonum that we've been looking for all our lives, the jewel. Where is it? It's in the lotus. Where's the lotus? The lotus is blossoming everywhere. Okay, and starting with blossoming, the lotus of our own awareness. And actually, when you travel in Tibet, this is Tibetan graffiti. You see this. Sometimes you'll be traveling from miles away. You're approaching a big hillside, and you'll see it. Someone's gone and collected all the white stones and moved away all the dark stones and spelled out in Tibetan characters Om Mani Padme Hung on the hillside, right? And then what they do is, if you may have seen the Tibetan prayer wheels, where Om Mani Padme Hung is written on the prayer wheels, and they can be tiny, and you'll see the little ones that people hold. You'll, especially in Tibet, you know, the older people, the more traditional people, they'll have a little prayer wheel with a little, like a short piece of, like, maybe chain with a small weight at the end, so they can just spin it. And it's filled with the mantra written over and over. So the idea is, if it's 1,000 times written inside it, every time you spin it around, it's resonating that magic of that mantra 1,000 times into the universe and pervading the whole universe. So, and you'll see the old people, when whatever they're doing, they're all the time, they go, Om Mani Padme Hum.
You know what that's called?
What it's called? Which, the prayer wheel, the mantra? Look at this. Look at this. I've just been handed Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum.
It's a thing from Karate Kid.
It's in the Karate Kid. They do. Yeah, I was not aware of that. You'll also see, when you around the outsides of the temples in Tibet, they'll often have like rows of prayer wheels, each one often maybe about this high, and they're all kind of mounted on, what do you call it? It's like on the outside of the wall, like a balustrade. Is that the right word? So they're mounted so that as people walk past, as they're approaching the front of the temple, they just, and you'll see people, they just, the Tibetans are all in the habit of just, so that they're giving it a spin as they walk past. And sometimes you see these giant ones that'll be like 7 feet high, 10 feet high, and they're filled with tiny little pieces of paper. It's the mantra's there millions of times. And so every time you spin it, it's putting it millions of times into the universe. And you always spin them clockwise. That's the tradition. Supposedly, if you do it counterclockwise, you're putting the wrong kind of juju on it. And in fact, somewhere I have a video of from the first time Maggie, my first wife, went to Tibet, and you see her approaching this. Someone was taking videotape, and you see her approaching this temple, and there's these giant prayer wheels, and she gives it a spin, and it's the wrong way, and you hear a voice from out of the frame shouting at her in Tibetan, something along the lines of, "Hey, clueless American lady, you're doing it the wrong way."
Yeah, I remember the order of the universe is supposed to be clockwise, and then that would be describing the universe.
Yeah,
if it's going to come up.
Right. And again, who knows how these things work, but presumably there's people that know this stuff. I mean, for example, in recent years, cosmologists have established the lowest vibration that exists in the universe or can exist. And I'm just not close to being smart enough to be able to understand the logic and the physics and the math, but essentially, given whatever the speed of light, the basic architecture of our universe, this is like it would be like the basic ohm, the most, all the way down into the sub basement of all creation, or all possible creation. And that lowest note is a B flat. It's like a B flat. I think it's 86 octaves below middle C on the piano, or something like that.
And they attribute that that frequency from originating from the Big Bang. So
yes.
That kind of leads a little bit of credence to Om being the primordial sound or mantra.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. Yeah, but just that there is some primordial sound that what the Tibetans and the Hindus, you know, call om. There is some basic note that, and I love just like if you go to a piano and play the B flat just below the middle C, and then play the B flat the octave below that, and I think maybe you get one more octave below that on a piano keyboard, and then mentally just try to imagine, try to hear the note mentally one octave below that. See how many octaves down you can go. And just on some level, I mean, I can't really do it, of course, but on some level, let me try to get 86 octaves down, you know, and it kind of breaks your brain open trying to do that, which is great. You know. It's kind of the sound of one hand clapping or something, which is probably another expression for that basic, that primordial vibration. Okay, any questions or observations and anything else about working with the Vajrasattva?
Dean,
Mm-hmm.
I have an observation, and that is that I know I have done this mantra before, but it's been a long time. And so the opportunity to do it again now is so great. And I have felt a tremendous amount of energy, which in this time of being stuck at home and working from a screen and all these constraints, it's really been great. And Tibetan.
Cynthia, I have to say, I love how happy you keep looking in all these sessions.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
I'm really happy because I'm like, I always work. I work at home to a large degree because I'm a writer, and then but I also, you know, have an office that I go to, but I feel like so connected because so many people that I've known in many places are on Zoom now. So I feel really lucky to connect with you and Yafa. And when I first saw your living room, I would have to say this, everybody's images are on a little strip at the top, but I keep looking for certain books on your bookshelf, like I Am That. And I mean, I really
it's there. It's over.
I know. I just ordered it because I thought I might as well get my own. But I feel like I'm so grateful that you're doing this. It's amazing. And I really felt a profound, I first learned to meditate. I mean, I think TM when I was 14 in a library, and then living in Los Angeles, so many opportunities, and Indian traditions, which are so heavy in many ways and so fraught, I think. So to have
let me just say, it depends.
It does. It does.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's laden with many cultural traditions that an American sometimes needs to just ignore. And I think,
and the Tibetan stuff too.
But yes, but the Tibetan, they're kind of like they're really, there is a lightness to it. And so that you're doing this is really great. And I have to say, I've really felt a tremendous energy from it. And I have been doing the 100 syllable.
Yeah.
And I'm grateful. Thank you.
Good. Thank you.
So great to see you, Cynthia, from across the country. It's so great.
And I had plans. I was planning to come back in the fall, and I thought, I'll go to Dean's and I'll go here and there and to Yafa and to your living room. But I feel so lucky that you're doing it. I appreciate it.
Yep. No, and I always feel so grateful to anyone who shows up for these things, because I love this stuff so much, and you know, I can't do it without y'all. Otherwise it's just, you know, Yafa has to listen to me gabbing.
No, you're a great Dean. You're a tremendous teacher. And I also have been listening to Rupert Spira.
Yes, Rupert Spira.
Rupert Spira has been doing something. A lot of people are doing things online, which is really great. And you are one of the best teachers I've ever found after doing a lot of other work.
No, thank you.
Really appreciate it. And your books, I keep buying them and giving them to my family, and I can't wait till they read.
Oh, good, great.
Anyway, I'll stop talking.
Great, let me just say, I've been lucky. I've had a lot of good teachers, and um, I've tried what they told me to do. I've tried. The one thing I've done is I've always been a good student, in terms of, you know, like in school, you know, I could understand stuff and, okay, let me digest this. And I was always, even when I was in high school and I got tired of being like hanging out with the nerds, you know, with the other, you know, like good students, I started hanging out with the juvenile delinquents because I wanted to be cool. And I wound up like helping the juvenile delinquents with their English papers and tutoring them and, you know, this kind of thing. So it was just, it was just, you know, a natural thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Gifted.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, my skill set is very narrow. Say that. So it's a good thing I can do this, because otherwise I'm, you know, completely out of the gene pool. Okay, so I want to share my screen here. Good. Oh, had it. There we go. Okay. Okay. I want to talk a little bit before we chat together about the. Again, you can read all this yourself, and presumably you have. And we've in the previous sessions we've talked about the stuff at the beginning, kind of, you know, creating the visualization and having the nectar, the white light of enlightenment in liquid form coursing through our system as we chant the mantra and pushing out all the bad stuff. And again, I want to remind you that also this is useful by tradition when people have died, when people close to us have died, or when people, anything needs to be purified. But then I want to just spend a minute talking about what happens at the end of the practice, just to put some attention on this together for a minute. So in the main part, in the middle part of the practice, we're chanting, where, you know, the pile driver of the mantra is going. All the crap is getting pushed out down through our lower orifices. And very important that you have some benign way for it to go away, benign place for it to go. So you notice it says here, you can use your imagination. Imagine that the earth opens up below us and Yama, the Lord of Death, appears as a large alligator-like being with an enormous mouth, or as a large red bull with mouth wide open. I like the alligator-like being myself. He is happily accepting the feast of poisons of all our impurities mingled with nectar. So you can see the psychological brilliance of the way this thing's constructed. So it's not like, okay, we're pushing out all the poisons and just leaving them in the atmosphere. So it's win-win. When we finish this part of the practice, we visualize that Lord Yama is completely satisfied. The earth closes, all karmic debts have been paid. And then this part was always Maggie's favorite. Vajrasattva looks down and inspires us by saying, "Oh, fortunate child, all of your illnesses, wrongdoings, and downfalls have been purified." Right? That, you know, that's an impulse. Every spiritual tradition or meditative tradition has to have some version of this. I once, for a writing project, I interviewed this Catholic priest who was quite well known. He wrote a lot of best-selling books, and he was very much into Mary, the Blessed Virgin Mary. And he told me a story, a joke. He said, "Here's a joke that summarizes my spiritual life. One day Jesus is walking around in heaven, And it's overcrowded, it's overpopulated. It's so overpopulated that he can barely walk through the streets. So finally, he struggles to get to the front gate where St. Peter is. He says, Peter, I keep telling you, you can't just let everybody in here. You've got to be selective. And Peter says to Jesus, boss, it's not my fault. I keep turning them away. They just go around to the back door and your mom lets them in. So this idea that no matter who we are, no matter what we've done, no matter how much crap we feel we've got, it's never too late. Oh, fortunate child. Okay, so we feel relieved and forgiven. As we sit, visualize nectar entering the bodies before filling it from top to bottom with nectar that spreads throughout the body, head to toe. Then Vajrasattva spontaneously melts into light rays that dissolve into a hung in our heart center. And you've seen the hung there. And we become Vajrasattva. And this is a very characteristic of all Tibetan practice, that it's never just there's you and there's whatever, so-called deity, whatever form of the divine there is. There's always a point where you become it. And also there's always a point where you dissolve it, you dissolve yourself, you dissolve everything into just pure boundless awareness, because that's all it ever was to begin with. So we become Vajrasattva, apparent but empty, right? Apparent but empty, like, as they say, like a rainbow. We would say nowadays, like a, what do you call it? The word, you know what I'm talking about. Those things they make with lasers. They send dead rock stars out on tour. We become Vajrasattva, apparent but empty. We send light rays, and this is a favorite part of mine. We send light rays to all the awakened beings in the pure realms. Offerings of great wisdom and bliss are made. All the blessings of the Buddhas are drawn back into us in the form of light rays of different colors. All the while we're saying, Om Vajrasattva Hung, Om Vajrasattva Hung, Om Vajrasattva Hung. So this part, after we're purified, we're just beaming it all out to all those enlightened beings, infinite enlightened beings, and they're beaming it back to us, all as we're going on Vajrasattva Hung, Vajrasattva Hung. And next, with our attention drawn downward to the 6 realms and the 3 worlds, we continue to recite Om Vajrasattva Hung, having the intention that all sentient beings in the lower realms have the opportunity to practice with us. No one is left out. Everyone's on the bus with us. Visualizing multicolored light rays purifying all of their negative actions, we hear them join us, reciting the mantra, creating universal Hung. We then visualize all the enlightened ones melting into light. Here it is. We gather them all, dissolve them into ourselves. We dissolve into light from the outside inwards to the Om in our heart, then to a small dot over our heads, which then disappears like a rainbow in the sky. At the end of the session, say, Om, 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 to dissolve the visualization. Sit for a while in this simplicity, free of all concepts and grasping, then dedicate the merit by saying, through this merit, may I and all sentient beings swiftly accomplish the level of Vajrasattva. Now, that's more than I can do. If you can, some people are very good, they can do all that great, but just, I just wanted to kind of read some of that, kind of put that in the air and just make sure you're open to the possibility of, at the very least, some sense of sharing it at the end with the Om Vajrasattva Hung, of radiating it out, and it radiate to all the enlightened ones, it radiating back to us, and of dissolving it all into that Hung, Hung, Hung at the end. Okay. Anyone with questions on anything? Any of this before we practice? Okay, so what I'm thinking to do is I'll put the mantra up on the screen, and so you can use it, refer to what's on the screen as much as you need to. But again, I encourage you to, as much as possible, to whatever degree you feel ready, and you may be more ready than you realize, just close your eyes and just be with it, and you may find that, oh, somehow those syllables are coming to the tongue. Yafet, you want to come in here and join me?
Okay. Yeah, I just
Okay.
wanted to mention you might need to mute everybody too.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, so I'm going to mute y'all, and I'm thinking we'll do 21 repetitions, so just, you know, really dig into the thing.
You're not seeing anybody?
No, I'm sharing the screen.
Yeah, it still doesn't.
Okay.
People seeing all the rest of the stuff on our screen too.
I don't know, but I'm not going to worry about it. So let's start first by just sitting quietly with eyes closed and just settle into a few minutes of meditation. Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Tenopa Tishdrido Me Bhava Sutokayo Me Bhava Supokayo Me Bhava Anurakto me bhava, Sarva siddhi me prayatsa, Sarva karma tsutsa me, Sitam shriyam kuru hung. Ha 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 ho Bhagavan, Sarva tathagata Vajramame mucha vaji bhava maha samaya satva ah. Om Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya, Vajrasattva tenopa tishtadrido me bhava, Sutokayo me bhava, Supokayo me bhava, Anurakto me bhava, Sarva siddhi me prayatsa, Sarva karma tsutsa me, Sitam shriyam kuru hung. Ha 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 ho Bhagavan, Sarva tathagata Vajramame muncha vaji bhava maha samaya satva ah. Om Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya, Vajrasattva tenopa tishtadrido me bhava, Sutokayo me bhava, Supokayo me bhava, Anurakto me bhava, Sarva siddhi me prayatsa, Sarva karma tsutsa me, Sitam shriyam kuru hung. Ha 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 ho Bhagavan, Sarva tathagata Vajramame mucha vaji bhava maha samaya satva ah. Om Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya, Vajrasattva tenopa tishtadrido me bhava, Sutokayo me bhava, Supokayo me bhava, Anurakto me bhava, Sarva siddhi me prayatsa, Sarva karma tsutsa me, Sitam shriyam kuru hung. Ha 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 ho Bhagavan, Sarva tathagata Vajramame muncha vaji bhava maha samaya satva ah. Om Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya, Vajrasattva tenopa tishtadrido me bhava, Sutokayo me bhava, Supokayo me bhava, Anurakto me bhava, Sarva siddhi me prayatsa, Sarva karma tsutsa me, Sitam shriyam kuru hung. Ha 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 ho Bhagavan, Sarva tathagata Vajramame muncha vaji bhava maha samaya satva ah. Om Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya, Vajrasattva tenopa tishtadrido me bhava, Sutokayo me bhava, Supokayo me bhava, Anurakto me bhava, Sarva siddhi me prayatsa, Sarva karma tsutsa me, Sitam shriyam kuru hung. Ha 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 ho Bhagavan, Sarva tathagata Vajramame muncha vaji bhava maha samaya satva ah. Om Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya, Vajrasattva tenopa tishtadrido me bhava, Sutokayo me bhava, Supokayo me bhava, Anurakto me bhava, Sarva siddhi me prayatsa, Sarva karma tsutsa me, Sitam shriyam kuru hung. Ha 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 ho Bhagavan, Sarva tathagata Vajramame muncha vaji bhava maha samaya satva ah. Om Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya, Vajrasattva tenopa tishtadrido me bhava, Sutokayo me bhava, Supokayo me bhava, Anurakto me bhava, Sarva siddhi me prayatsa, Sarva karma tsutsa me, Sitam shriyam kuru hung. Ha 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 ho Bhagavan, Sarva tathagata Vajramame muncha vaji bhava maha samaya satva ah. Om Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya, Vajrasattva tenopa tishtadrido me bhava, Sutokayo me bhava, Supokayo me bhava, Anurakto me bhava, Sarva siddhi me prayatsa, Sarva karma tsutsa me, Sitam shriyam kuru hung. Ha 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 ho Bhagavan, Sarva tathagata Vajramame muncha vaji bhava maha samaya satva ah. Om Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya, Vajrasattva tenopa tishtadrido me bhava, Sutokayo me bhava, Supokayo me bhava, Anurakto me bhava, Sarva siddhi me prayatsa, Sarva karma tsutsa me, Sitam shriyam kuru hung. Ha 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 ho Bhagavan, Sarva tathagata Vajramame muncha vaji bhava maha samaya satva ah. Om Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya, Vajrasattva tenopa tishtadrido me bhava, Sutokayo me bhava, Supokayo me bhava, Anurakto Rakto me bhava Sattva Siddhi me Prayatsa Sarva Karma Tsutsa me Sitam Shiyam Kuru Hung Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawatata Gata Vajramami Mucha Vaji Bhava Mahasamaya Sattva Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Tenopa Tishtadito Me Bhava Sutokayo Me Bhava Supokayo Me Bhava Anurakto Me Bhava Sattva Siddhi Me Prayatsa Sarva Karma Tsutsa Me Sitam Shiyam Kuru Hung Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sarva Tata Gata Vajramami Muncha Vaji Bhava Mahasamaya Sattva Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Tenopa Tishadito Me Bhava Sutokayo Me Bhava Supokayo Me Bhava Anurakto Me Bhava Sattva Siddhi Me Prayatsa Sarva Karma Tsutsa Me Sitam Shiyam Kuru Hung Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sarva Tata Gata Vajramami Mucha Vaji Bhava Mahasamaya Sattva Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Tenopa Tishtadito Me Bhava Sutokayo Me Bhava Supokayo Me Bhava Anurakto Me Bhava Sarva Siddhi Me Prayatsa Sarva Karma Tsutsa Me Sitam Shiyam Kuru Hung Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sarva Tata Gata Vajramami Mucha Vaji Bhava Mahasamaya Sattva Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Tenopa Tishadito Me Bhava Sutokayo Me Bhava Supokayo Me Bhava Anurakto Me Bhava Sattva Siddhi Me Prayasa Sarva Karma Tsutsa Me Sitam Shiyam Kuru Hung Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mucha Vaji Bhava Mahasamaya Sattva Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Tenopa Tishajito Me
Sutokayo me bawa, supokayo me bawa,
Anurakto Me Bhava Sarva Siddhi Me Prayatsa Sarva Karma Tsutsa Me Sitam Shiyam Kuru Hung Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Muncha Vaji Bhava Mahasamaya Sattva Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Tenopa Tishadito Me Bhava Sutokayo Me Bhava Supokayo Me Bhava Anurakta Me Bhava Sattva Siddhi Me Prayatsa Sarva Karma Tsutsa Me Sitam Shiyam Kuru Hung Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sarva Tata Gata Vajramami Mucha Vaji Bhava Mahasamaya Sattva Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Tenopa Tishadito Me Bhava Sutokayo Me Bhava Supokayo Me Bhava Anurakta Me Bhava Sattva Siddhi Me Prayatsa Sarva Karma Tsutsa Me Sitam Shiyam Kuru Hung Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sarva Tata Gata Vajramami Mucha Vaji Bhava Mahasamaya Sattva Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Tenopa Tishadito Me Bhava Sutokayo Me Bhava Supokayo Me Bhava Anurakta Me Bhava Sattva Siddhi Me Prayatsa Sarva Karma Tsutsa Me Sitam Shiyam Kuru Hung Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sarva Tata Gata Vajramami Mucha Vaji Bhava Mahasamaya Sattva Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Tenopa Tishadito Me Bhava Sutokayo Me Bhava Supokayo Me Bhava Anurakto Me Bhava Sattva Siddhi Me Prayatsa Sarva Karma Tsutsa Me Sitam Shiyam Kuru Hung Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sarva Tata Gata Vajramami Much Vaji Bhava Mahasamaya Sattva Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Tenopa Tishadito Me Bhava Sutokayo Me Bhava Supokayo Me Bhava Anurakto Me Bhava Sattva Siddhi Me Prayatsa Sarva Karma Tsutsa Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hung Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sarva Tata Gata Vajramami Muncha Vaji Bhava Mahasamaya Sattva Oh, fortunate child, all of your illnesses, wrongdoings, and downfalls have been purified. Om Vajrasattva 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 Through this merit, may I and all sentient beings swiftly accomplish the level of Vajrasattva. Okay, how's everybody doing? Good now, right?
Good.
Any questions or comments?
I have one.
Yes.
So I know this time we, because in the previous weeks we were learning the 100 Soul Mantra, and
Mm-hmm.
now we went a little faster. So in the beginning, I was wondering, like, what's the proper way to breathe to this, or is there a proper way to breathe to this? Because I felt like I couldn't catch up. I think after 3 or 4 repetitions, I think the momentum just kept me going, and then it didn't matter. But
Yeah, there you go. That's the correct answer. See, I'm just giving some power to my computer here. Yeah, pretty much I've never received any particular instruction on that. It kind of becomes self-evident. I find there's a couple of places at the very beginning of the mantra, and then there's a couple, 2-3 places at the beginnings of certain lines where it seems like that's usually where the breath is for me, but whatever works. Good. Anything else? I wanted to, some of you may have seen this. This is this morning's New York Times. I noticed no photo, just names commemorating. We're now coming to 100,000 people in the U.S. dead from this virus. And this morning, Yafa and I were at our altar here practicing, and we had the newspaper up, and just with the idea of chanting for those 100,000 people. You know, whatever confusion, whatever toxicity, whatever, just to in whatever degree, in whatever way we can facilitate their purifying that, being clear of that, being free of that, and just moving on, just moving out into pure awareness, pure beingness, unhindered. And it just seems like so fortunate to have something, to have, you know, and doesn't have to be this form, this structure, this mantra, this practice, but this seems to be a good one. It's a powerful one. So to have something, some way to do that besides just being caught up in oh, how horrible this is. Yeah, Margot.
Hi there.
Yes, hi.
Hi. Could you tell us a little bit more about how you would use this for somebody who has died?
Yeah. Yeah, and really just what I was saying there. It could be one person, it could be 100,000 people. It could be, you know, I don't know if this ever strikes you. I've had moments where it has, I find it striking me that at any moment that I stop to think about it, someone's dying right now. You know, some human being is they're coming to their last breath, and they're dealing with whatever fear, whatever apprehension, whatever relief, whatever confusion, whatever. And so that might be a way. Just put the thing is, it's actually simple. It's like, for instance, if I say to you right now, put attention on the back of your head, right? Now, a second after I said that, you may have started thinking about, what does the back of my head look like, and how would I do that? But that's already past it. There's something that happens before that. As soon as I said it, there's attention already there.
Right.
Okay, just that impulse, that pure innocent impulse, before the mind gets involved and starts, you know, trying to get a
You
piece
do
of
it before you think it.
before you think it, before the thinking mind gets involved and tries to take a piece of the action. Now once you realize that you do that, okay, now put your attention on the property or the street, whatever's there outside of the house or building you're in. Boom, it's there. Okay, now put your attention on the moon. Boom, it's there. You don't have to know what the moon looks like, where is it, how far away. Just, it's on some level. Put your attention on the farthest reaches of the universe, because it's all right here within, right? It's all right here within your awareness. Now put your attention on the human beings who are dying right now. And may they have clarity and peace and opening, and be opening into, may this be a launching into enlightenment for them. That we add that, just that impulse, that intention. Boom. Okay.
Okay.
Now, you know, and if you really connect, to me, that's much more important than, oh, am I saying this mantra right, or what are the points of visualization and all that. You know, all that is like, that's like the toast, you know, and but that thing that we've just now been doing, that's the butter. You know, the toast is there to carry the butter, as far as I'm concerned, because I really like butter. And And if you really tune into that, just put your attention there and put your attention and your attention on those 100,000 beings or the 7 billion beings who are living, dying, being born, going through whatever, and just the intention for them to just being opening, whatever that would be. And if you're really doing that, you don't need any mantra at all. You don't need any practice at all. Now, if you like to, if you feel some, like for instance, Cynthia clearly, and probably all the people who've stuck it out for 4 weeks now, you feel to some degree being drawn to this. Great, then we have something to, add some juice to it, to get a handle on it. Add some melody and some, Is that making sense?
Yeah, thank you. Kind of the immediacy of it.
Yeah, exact. Yes, immediacy is the key word. It's all immediate. And that's really the case, not only for this kind of purification practice, but for all our meditative life, all our spiritual life. It's all immediacy. I was years ago, I remember I was on a tour for one of my books, and I was interviewed on a radio show in Austin, and the guy said, "Well, what's the whole message of your books? What's the summation of all the spiritual teachings?" Right?
Oh, great.
And I said, "This is it." And for a second, he was then, on the edge of his seat, like after "this is it," there was a colon, right? Like, okay, but and I said, no, this is it. And he went, "Oh, right."
That's
Right?
great.
Yeah, that's it. That's the immediacy. Because the moment it becomes less immediate than "this is it," then we're in duality. And it's very, very easy in the name of spiritual practice, meditative practice, enlightenment practice, to more and more keep thinking of there's this goal, this enlightenment, and it's something that's on the other side of doing all these mantric repetitions, or it's on the other side of getting my meditation right. It's on the other side of finally, atoning for all my sins, saying enough Hail Marys, and in a sense, that to me, that's really the message of, you were all muted at the time, but did you like that story about that the priest told me, right?
Oh, that's great. Yes.
Yeah, isn't it wonderful? Yeah.
Yeah.
They go around to the back door, your mom lets them in. And to me, the back door is the immediate moment, this is it. This is it. Right? Because we're all here in "this is it." We may or may not get to, doing 100,000 repetitions of something, or doing 1,000,000 prostrations. If you get really into Orthodox Tibetan, you got to do all of this stuff that I could certainly never do. Or, just, okay, if I read all the books on the bookshelf there and digest them and understand if I understand all the iconography of all the deities, and all that stuff's fun, but it's all optional. That's all gravy. This is it. It's this awareness, and we can just get to the, just touch the all sufficiency of it. The infinite okayness. Are you aware right now? Yes. Is the answer to that ever no? No. It's always, are you aware? Yes. Is that awareness have a color, a shape, anything? No. Therefore, it has no flaws, because it has no nothing. Right? So that is flawlessness. That is infinite okayness. Now I'm saying it in steps as if it's a logical progression, but we don't have to go through logic to do it. It's right here. This is it. Rest in that. Rest in that. And then we can, if we feel to, have some intentionality of sharing that with others. The infinite okayness of this. Okay.
Yep.
Good.
Thanks.
Yeah, you bet. Thank you. So I think it's time for us to adjourn. So what happens next Sunday?
We'll be quizzed.
Do we keep doing this? Or you just want to do this on your own? I'm kind of starting to think about, there's all kinds of fun things we could do on Sundays that I can put in the newsletter. I've been thinking about doing, I've done workshops on the poetry of enlightenment, where I'm reading from, Rumi or Walt Whitman or whatever. You vote for
That'd be
that,
cool.
Cynthia? Yeah, yeah. That's some good sense for that. Yeah, Cynthia, you're muted.
Yes, do that. Yes, let's move on, because now we all know this.
Yeah.
But I want to thank you for bringing up the New York Times 100,000 people page,
Mhm.
because anyone who's seen one person go knows what an unbelievable journey that is, to be with them. And
I'm sorry, what an unbelievable what?
Journey it is
Journey.
to watch anyone leave this
Yes.
place and go to the next. But to have 100,000 people doing it at one time, it's so wholly beyond belief, beyond anything we've seen in a, outside of a war. And I appreciate that you brought that up, because
Yeah.
it's just such an unprecedented time, but the holiest time. And that
Yeah.
you mentioned that we should be
Amen.
thinking of them every minute really is
Yeah.
so important.
Yeah.
But yeah, whatever you do on Sundays, I'd be thrilled to join. It's all
Good.
all good,
Good.
great.
Yeah. I've only been with people in there right at the time of passing a couple of times, and absolutely, it's such a privilege. You're just in the presence of truth then, and my sense of it, the best I can describe it, is that you're with, and I really got this very clear when I was with my mother when she passed. Because here's the person, obviously the very first person in my life. So she's always been there, and she's always, you think, okay, mom, again, whether you see her or not, your attention goes to mom, and she's localized, right? We think of a person as this localized thing, certain personality, certain traits, certain look, certain voice, and so forth. And especially in a case like this, and we have a heart connection with them, right? So and ideally, we can find that heart connection with all beings, but it's usually easier with someone like your mom. So then, as she passed, my experience was she delocalized, right? Is the best word I can use for it. She just delocalized, like she was there in time and space. There was that awareness, which I'd related to for all those years as being localized, that awareness localized in time and space, that beingness. And now that beingness did not cease to exist. That awareness did not cease to exist. It just ceased to be localized. It became delocalized. And because of my heart connection with her, to some degree, it was as if I was able to go there with her. Right. And so to whatever degree you can participate in that, it's an incredible privilege, and it's an incredible and that's really what we're doing every time we meditate. It's the same thing. It's exactly the same thing. We're experiencing, with sometimes less clarity, sometimes more clarity. Awareness continues, beingness continues, but localization goes away. Specificness goes away. Not so it just melts out of aware of X, Y, and Z to just aware. So if anyone asks you, what's meditation like, you go, oh, it's great. It's just like dying. And the flip side of that is, oh, what is death like? Oh, it's great. It's just like meditating. So, And I've been, you know, and this is such an interesting phenomenon going on now, not just that the, you know, all these people are dying, which is a big thing in itself, but all the stuff with this, you know, what people are spending time with themselves and with, you know, whatever they're going through, being in quarantine on this enforced meditation retreat. And now everything that people are going through with, now they're starting to be more outside. Oh, you're wearing a mask. You're not wearing a mask. What are you, you know, all the, you know, whatever's going on with the leadership in this country and in other countries of, you know, whatever kinds of there's just stuff being worked out. There's just they're just, it sure seems like there's a whole lot of toxicity being confronted. And okay, what do we do with this? What do we do with this? Well, this is one thing we can do with it. Toxicity, purification. Okay? So, may all beings, may we and all sentient beings swiftly realize the level of Vajrasattva. Okay. Thank you.
Give
Thank you.
Enjoy
Thank
being.
you.
Bye.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you.